comma splices, and fused sentences. Ready for some bad news? Research shows that as you begin to use sophisticated sentence structures like coordination and subordination to express the complex ideas with which you are working in your writing, you're going to make more grammatical errors. Yes, that's right. The sentence level errors in your writing are going to get worse before they get better. Isn't that true for so many things, though? Consider such errors as sore muscles in achieving a new fitness goal, or like the pain of a flu shot to protect you from the flu. The payoff will be better sentences, better writing later in this class and beyond. Not only I, but also other professors, your boss, etc., will be so impressed with your sophisticated sentence structures. Okay, so let's begin working on editing some of the errors you're bound to make. When you start creating more sophisticated sentences and trying on more sophisticated sentence structures, you're bound to possibly make fused sentence errors and comma splice errors. And so you remember these sentence examples from last time. Not enough people get involved and vote. This needs to change for things to improve. Now you heard me naturally pause right here because this is the break between what are actually two independent clauses, as in two basically sentence parts that could stand alone. They could be their own sentence. And so a fused sentence is when essentially these, what could be two separate sentences, are smashed together with no words, no punctuation whatsoever. The second example, in the comma splice, the writer realizes, hey, there should be some kind of pause here, something, but the writer inserts a comma, and you can't do that. You can't separate two independent clauses with a comma alone. So there are essentially 4 different ways that you could fix either fused sentences or comma splices. You can fix them in the same way. So the first would be a comma and a coordinating conjunction. So here there's a comma and an and where the break should be. The second way is to use just a semicolon, nothing else, just a semicolon for the break to separate two independent clauses. Number 3, the third way, is to use a semicolon with what we're going to call a transition word. So a semicolon, however, comma. Make sure you get that second comma there. And 4, because not enough people get involved and vote, comma, dependent clause for change is needed for things to improve. So we insert the word because as a dependent word to make this a subordinate clause. Remember that? And you'll remember that this makes it coordinating. Now, how do you know which one to choose? Well, that would be a matter of style. Which one do you like best and why? Each one has its own rhetorical effect. For example, the semicolon tends to tighten things up, whereas the comma and coordinating conjunction kind of has a longer effect. The transition word obviously indicates some kind of transition, some kind of connection between ideas. Here it would be indicating contrast. And then the dependent word obviously prioritizes one idea more important than the other. And in this one, it's more of a cause and effect. So try on your more complicated sentence structures, absolutely. But make sure in the revising and editing phase that you edit to avoid fused sentences and comma splices.